Gentle yoga practice. Please can we begin lying down? So as we come to lie on the earth, just take a moment to settle your body. And you might lift up the hips a little bit, you might wiggle them, and try to lengthen the back of your neck. And take one hand to your heart, one hand to your tummy, and welcome yourself here with a deep, loving, spacious breath. And as you breathe out, just sigh the breath away. And there's a quote from Rupi Kaur. She says, "I will never have this version of me again. Let me slow down to be with her." And today's practice, that's exactly what we're going to do, is slowing down. So now resting both hands on your tummy, direct your breath to the belly now as you take a really full, deep, spacious breath. Feel the belly expand, the rib cage lift. And as you exhale, just soften there. And scientists call our belly the second brain, our wisdom center, seat of intuition. So just rest your hands on yours now as you focus on deepening and lengthening your breath. And as we slow our breathing down, eventually our thoughts start to slow down. There's a loop, a feedback loop. So acknowledging that thoughts are there, we can't get rid of them, but can we just focus on the next 4 rounds of breath, really slowing it down as much as we can. And now just rest the hands to the earth beside you with the palms facing up. And really slowly now, we're just going to move our head to the right, as if we're looking over our right shoulder. Keep pressing the back of the skull in the earth as you move your head towards the left. And you might be a little faster than me, a little slower than me. So we're nothing too vicious, but we are pressing the back of the skull into the earth just to get a little release there, just side to side, like you're doing a really big no. Perhaps what thing can you say no to today to create more time for yourself? Next time your head comes to the right, just press your right ear down, lift your head a little bit and see if you can turn the neck just a little bit more as you softly place that right ear down. And then start to lengthen your left fingers a little further away from you. So we're breathing into the left side of the neck now. And you can try tucking the chin a little bit towards the right shoulder or lifting it a little. Just find the right sweet spot for you and just take another huge breath into the left side of your neck. And then slowly lift the head back towards the sky. And this time we're turning our head to the left. And as we feel like it can't turn much further, can we lift it up and see if we can turn it just a little bit more? And then ease the right fingers towards the right foot. And we breathe. One more breath. And let's come back. And now let's just float the knees up off the ground, the feet off the ground. Start to extend the legs up, but in a really gentle way. We're softening the back of the knees, and then we're lifting our arms up too, and we're just slowly circling the ankles and the wrists. And if you're like me, a really speedy person, it's a challenge to slow down, so challenge yourself. And you might get cracks and pops there. We're still a little bit cold in the weather outside, so the seasons, our joints are a little bit drier in the cold. Let's take that left foot down now, knee is bent, and extend the right leg towards the sky. As you breathe in, point the toes towards the ceiling. As you exhale, lift the heel towards the ceiling. So pointing and flexing the foot again, really slowly. And again, this might be really tricky to slow down, so just honor that. Let's flex the foot now as we take the foot just below the left knee. So we've made a little triangle shape there, and we're pressing the right knee away from you just to get a stretch in the outer right hip. So take a breath here now. And if you wish to, you can make this a little more intense by lifting the left thigh off the ground. And we're interlacing the palms at the back of the left thigh. Roll the shoulders back, make sure there's no tension there, and breathe into the whole body. Notice what's going on around the right hip. So our breath moves to where the tension is. So you might feel that pocket of tension now, but just slowly move about an inch to the left and then an inch to the right. And just notice where your pockets of tension are. Mine are certainly more when I move to the left. So slow down, really feel the body. Try not to race. We race when we're stressed. So this is strange now. It's quite counterintuitive. Next time you move to the left, go all the way down, keeping your legs in the same shape. So as the right foot comes to the ground, with your left hand, press the right knee away from you. So this is a very strange little twist, and we access what we call our IT band. Rest the right hand on your rib cage and breathe into your right hand. One more full, slow, deep breath. Notice if you're adding tension around the right hip. Can you just soften? Still keeping your legs in this shape. Can you come back? And now bring the legs over to the right. So that right foot is kind of anchored onto the left femur bone. And take your arms into a Y shape. Look towards the left. See if you can just press the left knee a little bit closer towards the ground. So remember, we're slowing down to be with ourselves. If the feedback from your body is that it doesn't like it, then stop immediately. Take 2 more deep breaths. And slowly we come back. And now we extend that right leg towards the sky. And this time we're easing the hamstring a little closer to us. So holding behind the back of the thigh, move the thigh towards you. And notice if the sensation has changed here as you breathe. And you might want to circle the ankle, but we're just focusing on the back of the leg now as we breathe. And what we tend to do when we come out of a yoga shape is check out. So stay very present now as you slowly bring that right foot down to the ground next to your left foot. And notice now if there's a difference. You might feel there's a little bit more space around your right hip. Breathe into that space you've created. And let's find balance in the body now. So that left leg extends. As you inhale, you point the toes. As you exhale, you lift the left heel. Inhale, point. Exhale, heel lifts. Notice the opposite muscles working here as you move between these 2 shapes. So every time we feel sensation, we're in the body, not the mind. It's a much better place to be. Let's flex the left foot now as we take it below the right knee. So we've got a little triangle shape. Move the left knee, guide it away with your hand. Pause there to breathe. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you bring the hands to the back of the thigh. Pause there, rolling the shoulders back, and then a slight move to the left, a slight move to the right. So just alternating between these shapes, noticing all the different bodily sensation. Next time you move to the right, we go all the way with it. So we plant that right foot down. Sorry, it's your left foot, isn't it? And then the arms might rest on your rib cage. Press that left knee a little further away as we get into that hip socket, the IT band. And this is a really strange stretch. Some people feel absolutely nothing at all. Other people feel quite a lot of tightness there. So just honoring your body as it is as you breathe into this space. And slowly we lift up. And we bring the legs over to the other side. So as the left knee comes down, the left foot rests there on the thigh. Arms are out wide in a Y shape. We look towards the right elbow. So again, do change this position of the legs if this isn't comfortable. And just breathe. And really drink the breath in, savor it. It's our life force, our prana. Let's come back to center and let's extend the left leg towards the sky. And again, we're easing into the hamstring now as we bring that thigh towards you a little closer, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Notice tension that could creep in here as we start to tighten, might judge our body. 2 more breaths. And let's bring that leg down. So both feet are flat now, hands by the waist. We're going to begin with a pelvic tilt. As you breathe in, press your lower back down, lift your tailbone just a little. As you exhale, press hip points away from you as you slowly, gently arch into the lower back. Breathe in, pubic bone towards your nose. Exhale, pubic bone away from the nose. So this is just easing into the lower back. It might be enough, or you might start to add a little lift. So as the lower back presses down, this time you lift up the hip points, press into the feet as you start to elevate the hips. And as you exhale, slowly come down. And notice how it feels to slow down. So pelvic tilt or fluid bridges. Choose what's best for you today. And if your back is okay, you might press into the feet this time and stay up. So as the feet press down, the hips elevate. Tuck the chin lightly and breathe into the stomach, the heart, the upper body. Generally, it's important to keep the feet flat, but just explore lifting your heels just for this last breath or two. Just give you a little bit more space. Keep the heels lifted now as slowly you unravel your vertebrae down, making an imprint into the mat. And as the hips land, take a moment there to breathe. And now bring the knees in towards your chest. So gently easing out the lower back now as you rock side to side. And every time we involve the hands, we involve the shoulders. So notice if you're tensing there. Now glue the toes together with your hands. Press your inner thighs away. Then in front of you. And then come back as you draw the knees in. So we're doing really big circles basically, but the feet stay touching. So this is waking up the hips a little bit, easing into the back, but go really slowly. And then go the opposite way. Press the knees in front, open them wide, knees together, slowly. And when we go slow, we get a lot more feedback from the body. We can really hear what it's trying to tell us. So as we come to center now, you might stay with this pattern or hold on to your ankles now, or your big toes as we come into happy baby. So what we want to do here is keep the shoulders down and the hips. So don't be attached to holding the feet if it means you're lifting the bum and shoulders. And slowly we rock side to side. So it's like a big squat on our back. The breath is still, it's steady, it's a nice easeful pace. And then from the back of the knees now, we're going to roll up to a seat. You might press yourself or come up onto your toes and just for the fun of it, rock back again and come back up again, if that fills you with joy. And now let's come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Excuse me, I have a plan. I'm just going to look at my plan. Yeah. So from there, we're just going to move with breath. This is, again, a way of regulating our nervous system. We don't want to go quickly because that will overstimulate us. So hold your hands at prayer at the heart center. This is called Anjali Mudra. And inhale here. As you exhale, interlace your fingers in front of you and curl back. A little bit of cat-cow spine. Inhale, arms raised to the sky. Exhale, fingers touch the floor beside you. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, round back, tuck the chin. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, they circle down. So this repetition is like a lullaby for the nervous system. Inhale, hands to center. Interlace round. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we bring it back round again. Final time in your own pattern. And this time, as the fingers come to the earth, just take a moment there to close your eyes and feel the earth beneath you, the earth that supports us. All our resources come from the earth. And perhaps just give a moment of thanks there. One more deep breath. And let's come on to all fours as we come into cat and cow. And just, yeah. So as we come onto all fours now, spread your hands as wide as you can underneath your shoulders. The knees are under your hips. And we'll start with some cat and cow. As you inhale, the heart rises. As you exhale, tuck the chin as you round into your upper back. So this is your starting pattern. Move with your breath. Inhale, long spine, long front body. Exhale, rounding and arching. And if you want to move a little bit more now, as you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, maybe you come into child's pose. Breathing in, you lift the heart. Maybe you breathe out into downward facing dog. So these are called animal shapes. Move with your breath. Inhale, knees drop, heart lifts. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to downward facing dog. Choose what really serves you. It might be that you stay on all fours with cat and cow. There's no good choice or bad choice in yoga. There's the right choice for you. Next time you're on all fours, maybe linger in child's pose. If you're in down dog, maybe start to sway out the back of the legs, just feeling what's going on there. Just take this time to be with your body, be with yourself. And then come to stillness. Press the floor away as you lengthen your spine, soft bend in the knees. Breathe all the tension in the body up to the surface of the back. And breathe out and let go of that tension. So what we're going to do next, you can do from all fours or you can do from downward facing dog. I'll do it from all fours. You choose what's best for you. Breathing in, the right leg rises. Exhale, right knee comes to upper arm. Inhale, right leg extends back. Exhale, right knee to upper arm. Inhale, leg extends back. This time, right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. And make a footprint with that right foot. Really firmly press it into the ground as you start to come forward and back now. So this is called rocking lizard, easing into the hips. You might turn this into a circle. You might stay coming forward and back. And if your knee is not bent on the left knee, drop it to the ground now, as you might start to walk round to your left knee. So we're still moving forward and back, just exploring, gathering intelligence, what the hips are doing today. And press your hands down as you move, almost like a little creature. And there's a Mary Oliver quote, let the soft animal of your body do what it loves. So just find that sense of peace and ease. Next time we come forward, press into the right foot and sweep the arms up towards the sky. Let's hold on to the elbows, like a frame, and then just gently ease yourself side to side, like you're loosening up your rib cage. And then come to center, sweep the arms up, look towards your thumbs, take a huge breath in. Now as you come down, take the hands down, stay on the back knee, take the right leg behind you, and then bring it to the left, like a big swooshy tail. Look at your left foot, and then bring the right leg out to the side. Just explore how far you go. So when we walk, we're always moving forward and back. We never move the hips out. Just getting into the body there. Next time the right leg comes behind you, take your toes to the floor, look at your left heel, and breathe into the right side of the body. And let's come back. Take a moment here on all fours. And then if you did that movement from downward dog, you're coming back to downward dog, or you're staying on all fours. So I'll do it in down dog this time. Breathing in, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to upper arm. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to upper arm. Final time, inhale, left leg lengthens behind. Step the foot to the outside of the left hand, drop the right knee. And again, move so that soft animal of your body can do what it loves, swaying, circling. but just so slowly so you can really breathe and inhabit your body with breath. So the more you walk your hands towards the back knee, you might find there's more tightness there. And sometimes we don't know it's there until we do this, so just notice. So remember that left foot was like a footprint. We're really firmly pressing it down to root so that we can rise up into the lunge. Reach those arms all the way up and overhead now. Hold on to opposite elbows. So whichever way you naturally go, feed the opposite arm on top. And then again, just loosen up your rib cage as you sway side to side. And then sweep the arms up towards the sky. Look towards your thumbs. Take a deep breath. And bring the hands down. So this left foot, again, is going to swing its way back. And then we bring it over the right shoulder. We're looking so that we stretch our neck. Then we're bringing it out to the side. So just explore your range of motion. And the next time it comes over the right, press the toes down. Look over your right shoulder, but our focus is breathing into the left lung. And then we come back. So this is a gentle yoga class. You might stay on all fours now and do your cat and cow. Lower to the earth. Press into your toes. Breathe in as the heart rises. Exhale. Go back. Downward facing dog. And on all whole body. Now we're going to make our way towards the front of the mat. If you're on all fours, you might roll up. If you're in down dog, you walk forward. Feet are hip width apart now. Spread your toes so wide. And as you breathe in, come up halfway. As you exhale, come to a fold. 3 more of those, this soft, repetitive movement, because this is what soothes our nervous system. This time, come up halfway, take your hands to your hips, press your thigh bones back, and with your breath in, the deepest one you can, slowly, slowly come up to stand. It's a hard slowing down. So let's pause now with our feet hip width apart. And we're going to come into some nice side stretches to really help us breathe well. As you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Hold on to your left wrist. Breathe in, lengthen the left side. As you exhale, tilt to the right. Bounce up 1 centimeter, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly circle in a half circle to the ground. Let the head and neck be long. Breathe in. Press into the feet, slowly come back. Same way. So stretching what we call our intercostals, our breathing muscles. Inhale, lengthen left side. Exhale, lean to right. Bounce up 1 centimeter. Exhale to the earth. Pause at the bottom. Head is nice and heavy. Press into the feet, breathe in. Let's come back. And pause at the top with your eyes closed, hands either side of you into Tadasana. Notice if there's more awareness into the left side body as you breathe there. And where our awareness goes, the energy flows. So feel that breath moving into that left lung. Inhale, we sweep the arms up. We hold the right wrist, lengthen. Exhale, tilt to the left. Bounce up 1 centimeter, inhale. Exhale, half circle to the ground. Press into the feet, breathe in. Exhale, come back to the left. So 1 more of those. Your challenge is to stay slowing down. And pause at the top, look up to your thumbs, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. And just close your eyes again. Take 1 hand to your heart, 1 hand to your tummy. These 2 wisdom centers. These are the places of deep knowing and wisdom. But we don't always hear them because we're stuck in the head as we race forward. So breathe in. And breathe out. So let's do some more movement now. Just adjust as what's best for you. Feet are either hip width apart, or you can have your big toes to touch here. It's a very very personal, I guess, a personal chair. Press your fingers together and sink yourself down into chair. That's a little bend in the knees. You might be quite high or you might get quite low. Big full breath now. Feel the power and strength of your legs, your roots. Side away. Keep the weight in your right foot as you start to lift up your left heel. And you might stay here with your toes to the ground, or you might lift up your left knee. From there, let's just move a little bit. So take the left foot back, take the left knee forward. So these can be really little movements, so you can become a little bit more creative. Move a little bit more, see what your body wants. And remember, there's no judgment, being gentle with ourselves. We're going to come to warrior one. So as you drop that left heel down, we want our hips to be facing forward. You might need to go wide in the feet here. As a rough guide, you can see your big toe on the right foot. Anchor your left heel down and raise your warrior sword. Reach those fingers towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly fold forward and interlace the palms behind you. Breathe in, come back up again. So if your body only likes one of these, choose that option. By like, I mean, there's no pain as opposed to just avoiding things we don't like. Sadly, we can't do that. This time, as we come forward, let's stay in humble warrior. We interlace the palms. We tuck the chin as we bow towards the right foot. Press evenly into the feet and feel like you're breathing in all tension up to the back. And as we breathe out, we dissolve that tension back into the earth. 2 more. Remember, this can be quite mild. You can be quite high up with a tucked chin. And now as we lift up, we're going to turn the left heel in. So we're in a pose called Goddess, which is a squat. So as we squat down, roll the shoulders back. Crisscross your wrists now and breathe the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring the palms in front of you like a coffee percolator. And this is called grounding breath. Do that 2 more times, nice and slow. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale. Ground the energy. Final time. And as the hands come down, now let's take them to the thighs and lean the body forward. So we're slowly going to move one side to the other. And you might go torso parallel to the ground, or again, you might stay quite high up. So just see what's best for your hips. Notice generally if your shoulders have lifted up like earrings, you're not in a good shape for you. And slowly, slowly rise. Close your eyes at the top, get feedback from the body. Hold on to the hips, turn the right foot forward. So we're coming into triangle pose now. Roll the shoulders back, take your left hand to your lower back and slide your right hand down, probably initially just below the right knee. Press the right shin away as you turn your heart up and see first if you can feel the breath beneath your left hand. Because if you can, that generally means you're breathing well. So you either stay here, this is quite more restful, or you might extend your left arm towards the sky and now root down into your feet. Feel the connection there to the earth. Press into your little toes and then feel the energy rising up through the pelvis to the fingertips. As you exhale, keep connecting to your feet. Inhale to that rising energy. And now 2 more deep breaths, breathing to where your left hand was resting. And then bring that left hand down, look towards your right foot. So lots of options now. We're going to come into a low lunge. You might bring that knee back and come into cat and cow, or you might come through a vinyasa. So coming all the way to down dog. Breathe your way forward, lower to the earth. Breathing in as you lift the heart. And then let's all come back to child's pose. So sitting back onto the heels, forehead comes down, and just breathe in again. All tension into the upper back. You're doing so well. Soften the face, soften the jaw. And just slow down to be with yourself again. What are the dominant thoughts at the moment, the emotions, the feelings? Can you just witness them all without getting stuck in their stories? And take 3 more full deep breaths. And when we allow all these things up, we don't push things away. We allow them to move through, and that's how we create space for something new. 1 more deep breath. And then very slowly, we're going to make our way back towards the front of the mat. So it could be, again, that you come into down dog, that you walk forward. It could be that you walk the hands back. Slowly roll yourself up and then walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Feet are parallel now. So roughly that's, hip width apart. That's about 2 fists between them. Breathe in, take a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. This time we're going to bring the arms all the way out to the side as we rise up. Keep hands on hips if you've got back issues. Hands to heart. Take a moment there to breathe into this moment. We've never had this moment before. And let's sink into chair pose. So again, remember your big toes can touch. Pause here with your hands in prayer, or maybe this time the arms are in front. Find 2 deep breaths. Lift up the right heel, maybe the right knee. Stand tall in what we call staff pose, and then take those movements. So it might be just a little bit of motion forward and back. You might kind of add a balance there as you tip forward. Just give your body what it needs. And balances, of course, are really good for our bones, good for proprioception, and that includes wobbling in them. And then we step back, warrior 1. So right heel is back, toes out to the side. We bend the left knee and we can just about see the left boot. Breathing in, lift the sword. Exhale, fold, interlace the palms behind you. Breathing in, lift the sword. Exhale, we come forward. Final time, breathing in, raise the warrior sword. Exhale, we fold. Tuck the chin. Again, remember you can be standing up. It can be quite a gentle forward fold, or you might bring the crown of the head towards the left instep. Press into the outside edge of the right foot. And you might even see the arch of your foot there. Take 3 deep breaths, drawing anything you don't want to the surface of the skin. Dissolving it on exhale. 2 more. Press into your feet, roll yourself up. And turn the heel in. So we're back into goddess pose. We're nice and bouncy. You can add a little bit more fire here by lifting up the heels. That strengthens the pelvic floor. That's quite enough of that. Let's drop the heels down and slowly come side to side again. So your torso is parallel towards the ground. And then come back to center. Stay here, offer a little bit more fire and a little stretch for your back. Lengthen the fingertips behind you. So again, you will feel the power of this in your legs. Take 3 deep breaths. Sometimes we label strong sensation as pain. Can you be curious about it? Because it might not be. And slowly we come up. And just give the hip sockets a little rub there. They might be feeling that. Let's turn the left foot in, right foot forward. We're going to come into triangle pose. Let's float those arms out to the side. Left hand rests on your lower back. Lean forward and take the right hand to the lower leg. Spin. Sorry, I've got that completely wrong, isn't it? It's the left foot. I was going the wrong way. Right hand rests on lower back. Left foot is forward. Roll the right shoulder back and breathe. So give yourself a moment to really connect to the breath beneath the right hand, and then you might extend it towards the sky. So the correct dristi, the place to look here is your right thumb. Just make sure your neck is happy with that. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then always release the neck by looking down. Breathe your way back up. Take a breath. And this will be your final vinyasa. Remember, the option is to come onto all fours, otherwise come back to downward dog. So stay with cat and cow or come through, breathing into plank, lower to the earth. Breathe your way up as you raise the heart back to downward facing dog. And whether you are from all fours or downward facing dog, once again, let's make our way towards the front of the mat. Breathe in halfway. Breathe out to fold. Press into the feet. Breathe your way up to stand. And take the hands to prayer. Close your eyes. And just drop into the body. So we're going to come into a balance now. This is really good for sciatica and for the lower back. It's the balance that we did earlier on the ground. So we're going to lift up our left heel. We're going to flex the left foot and take it just below the right knee. Stand with your palms together in prayer. You might stay here, or you might see if you can come down a little bit. Some might get our forearms to the thigh. Some might take fingers to floor. And there's no happier place than the other. So just find your place that's best for you and breathe. And the breath will always let you know if you're in the right place. Super slowly. Let's come all the way up. Maybe hug that knee in now, grow so tall. Let's take that left foot down. And then just sway a little bit in the body, releasing the arms, the shoulders, tapping your kidneys there. And let's do that on side two. So we're going to lift up the right foot, spread the right toes, flex the foot, take it just below the left knee. Pause. That might be enough, or you might come down. And when we truly listen to the body, we can respond with the medicine that it needs that day. So sometimes we need a bit fingers to floor, maybe. Notice if the shoulders are tense, that's always a giveaway that you're stressed. So if your fingers are on the floor, the challenge is really to come up, is to use your core. So pull the tummy in as you come up. Bring that knee all the way up. And take the foot down. Again, let's sway a little bit. So we are going to use some props now as we start to wind the practice down, because we are going to go into a much more meditative state. So if you're lucky enough to have a yoga bolster, that would be what we'd be using. Many of us don't, in which case you might use big cushions from your sofa, or a pillow, or a brick, a book. We're going to begin in a bridge pose. So if you are not using a bolster, I'll show you that first. You sit, lie down, you lift up the hips, just like we did when we began. And you take the brick underneath the lower back. And the brick might be a book. I would say a clever book, like something like a dictionary or a thesaurus, a big book, as opposed to a Mills and Boon skimpy little novel. So let's take the bolster to the back of the back, if you've got a cushion or whatever you're using, and that would be slightly more support there underneath your pelvis. So maybe there's a cushion from your sofa there. Keep your chin tucked now, and you might rest your hands on your hip points. That can be quite comforting, or you might take your arms overhead in a Y shape. Some people can lengthen their legs here. That releases the hip flexors. So you choose what's best for you now as we come into this shape, and we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose if you can. And very often as we slow the body down and we come to stillness, the mind then starts to speed up. So use this breath as a way to anchor your awareness into the present. So again, we're slowing down to be with ourselves. Notice if you're adding tension here by tightening around the hips, the jaw, face. Where can you soften? And what helps me sometimes when I breathe out is to simply repeat, softening. softening. See how that lands in your nervous system. You've got just over 1 minute here to practice that. So just taking 3 more deep breaths now, letting each breath get a little deeper, a little longer. And let that final breath out be a really long sigh. So the pose we are doing next very much depends on where you are. We're going to do what's called supine butterfly or supine Baddha Konasana. So if you're on a big load of cushions like I am here, you might just roll them towards your heels. So what we're looking for in this shape is the diamond shape. So it might be that your feet are over the cushions with the support of the bolster under the knees. It might be that your feet are on the bolster and the knees are wide. It might be that you use no props at all as you like a bigger stretch. So really do listen to your body. Some people don't feel enough there, so they want more. But just notice what your body needs and then allow the hands either again to come overhead. That just gives you a little bit of a shoulder stretch, or perhaps they're more comforting to rest on your body. And then we fall into that easeful rhythm of breath again. So breathing in and breathing out. And there is a breath for anxiety actually called box breath. So perhaps you could try box breathing now. So breathing in for your count of 4, 5. Hold your breath at the top for a count of 4 or 5. Breathe out for a count of 4 or 5. Hold the breath out for a count of 4 or 5. And if you like to visualize, you can actually visualize you're drawing a box at the same time. So as you breathe in, there's a line from top left to top right. Hold the breath, top right to bottom right. Exhale, bottom right to bottom left. Hold the breath as the line goes from the bottom left to the upper left. About 1 more minute. What helps you stay present so that you can be with yourself? And if it's one of those days where the mind just will not stop racing, remember the teaching of the Buddha, simply to repeat, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And just keep inviting yourself back to the present moment. We don't need to be mean if we've wanted. And take 3 very full deep breaths now. Let the last one be a sigh. And then you may or may not need props for these last few shapes. So just have cushions nearby if need be. We're going to bring those knees together now. So the opposite hip rotation. So just have them out. Now the knees touch and the feet are pretty wide apart. Start maybe arms overhead, just very lazily as you exhale, drop the knees to the right. So the knees are nowhere near each other. Inhale, come up to center. Knees to the left. Again, remember we're slowing down here. Feel the sole of the foot as your knees come up. Hard edges of the foot as they go to the side. Inhale, knees up. And then over to the left. This time we stay here. So again, this is a twist. So lots of different options here. As the knees come to the right, they might stay there. You might pick up your right foot and put it on the left thigh. We are going to be here for a couple of minutes. Just lift up your nose and see if you can wiggle the left foot back so the knee is in line with the nose. Now, if your body doesn't like this twist, take the right foot and put it back to the ground, or you might bring the knees together. There's no good or bad choice. We're just listening to the body. So 2 minutes in this shape. Use cushions if you need to. And there's a quote from Nayera Wahid who said, I said to my body, I want to be your friend. My body sighed and said, I've been waiting a long time to hear those words. But just notice that the choice you've made is a kind choice, not one that's forcing or trying to change who you are. And then just stay present for the next minute or so, focusing on your breath. Perhaps it's an even breath now, some are ready. Perhaps you're staying with the box breath. And now take 3 more very full deep breaths. Each breath gets slightly deeper than the previous one. And then we finish with a very long sighing breath out. And slowly bring those feet together. So once again, we're letting the knees knock. We're letting the feet go really wide out to the side. And just take a moment here. And then let's slowly move. So knees to the left. Maybe arms are overhead. That just gives you a little side body stretch. Slowly to center. Knees to the right. Note the word slowly. And then next time the knees come to the left, we keep them there. And as the knees come to the left again, we might pick up the left foot and we might place it on the right thigh bone. We might wiggle the right foot back a little bit, or we might just take a different twist altogether. So generally, knees below the waist are slightly softer. They ease into the lumbar spine a little bit, the lower back. Just make sure this is supporting you. And then we're here again, just being with ourselves as we focus on the breath. And a quote I use many times, I love it, by Pema Chodron, is this body we have with its aches, pains, and pleasures It's what it means to be human, fully alive, fully awake. So just notice again as we take this time to connect to ourselves, again, if you're being kind to your body. And that includes the way that you speak to it. Take 3 more deep breaths. And then very slowly bring those knees back to center. And let's finish as we began, or quite early on anyway. Just extend the legs towards the sky, extend the arms to the sky, and just slowly circle. Getting into the wrists, the ankles, the joints. And then gradually come to settle your body into Shavasana. So you might put a bolster or cushion under the backs of your knees if you have access to that. You might have a cushion, you might have a blanket. And in real time, we have about 6 minutes, but you might choose now to switch me off so that you can have longer. Wouldn't that be nice if you could just switch people off in real life? I'm sure my teenage sons would take that up. So just going to finish with a guided meditation, and then I really do invite you to stay longer in rest if that's suiting you. So take a long, slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale. Just allow any tension to melt away as you gradually relax more and more deeply with each breath. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. Hold it, and then exhale. Empty your lungs completely with your out breath. Take a third deep breath in. Hold it, and then let it go. Notice already this feeling of a deeper relaxation. Continue to breathe slowly and gently. And bring awareness now to the top of your head, visualizing a sense of peace trickling down, soothing the muscles of the scalp, the temples, corner of the eyes. Allow your eyes to relax. Visualize them dropping back into their sockets. Let your cheeks and jaw relax as you let go of any tension there. And now let this peaceful feeling flow down your neck, deep into the muscles of your shoulders, soothing them, relaxing them. Breathe. Let this peaceful feeling flow through your arms, relaxing and soothing all the way to the tips of your fingers. And as your body relaxes, let your mind relax. Let thoughts be weightless, like wisps of cloud. Let this peaceful sensation move from the chest to the stomach, to the upper shoulders, to the backs of the shoulders, all the way down the spine to your lower back. Let the hips relax, the glutes, the thighs, the calves, the feet. Now we've really slowed down. Let the whole body relax, the whole body. So if you're really comfortable here, I would advise you to stay. I'm going to close the practice now, but I encourage you to just take as long as you need now that you really slow down to be with yourself. I'm going to take my hands to heart now and say namaste. Thank you for joining me today. And please enjoy deep rest.